Isn't that maddening? You pour yourself a cup of tea and the phone rings. Now what do? You don't want to have it cold. So do you leave it hot, go to the phone, then come back and put the milk in? Or do you put the milk in first, then go to the phone and come back? Which way will give you the hotter cup? In fact, the latter one. If you put the milk in now and then answer the phone, it's going to be better. It's really better to have a bigger quantity of something at a lower temperature, if you want it to hold its heat, than something small at a higher temperature. Think of a bath of warm water and a red-hot nail. Red-hot nail is small and cools very fast. The bath of warm water cools very slowly. So in fact, if I now go and answer the phone, that'll be at its hottest when I come back. Well, that solves that problem. Anyway, I didn't want to talk about that. What I wanted to talk about was, in fact, why it's still, in some places, considered rude to put your milk in after the tea. It's actually considered bad manners. Do you know why? It really dates, so the story goes, from the days when tea first came over to England. And then it was drunk, often black, in very thin china bowls. And I guess it was the English who started putting milk into it. The trouble is, in those china bowls, if you took really boiling tea and poured it straight in, there's a good chance you could crack the china. So what they did was to put the milk in first. And that was very sensible, because with a little bit of milk sitting in there first, the boiling water hit the milk and it became much less hot, and so it didn't shock the china, and that way you got yourself a hot cup of tea without the china breaking and spreading it all over the tabletop. And in due course, those things became cups. But that's not what I wanted to talk about either. What I wanted to talk about is this, and it's a problem for you. Let's say we've got two containers, one of milk and one of tea. Now, they're exactly the same size. They've got exactly the same amount inside them. And I do this. I take one spoonful, exactly one spoonful of milk, put it into the tea and stir it up to get a mixture. I then take 1 teaspoon, exactly, of the mixture, put it into the milk and stir that up. Now, we won't even contemplate what those would taste like. The problem is this. Is there the same amount of tea in the milk as there is milk in the tea? Or is there more tea in the milk than milk in the tea? Or is there less? What do you reckon? We'll come back a bit later and find out. How are you coping with the tea problem? Is there more tea in the milk than there is milk in the tea, or the same amount? Well, the answer is the same amount. And if you try and work it out by dilution factors and proportions, you'll go mad. Think of it this way. To start with, there was exactly the same quantity of tea and milk. To end with, there's the same quantity in there and there. So whatever's gone from this one into there has been balanced by what's gone from that one into here. It's the same amount. Curiosity.